first year. In what ways does that make it different for you as a pass rusher?
I feel like it doesn't make a difference. I think that's just more the back end. For me, I'm rushing to get there as fast as possible every time. But on the back end, there's a lot of disguise, different looks they got to show to try to confuse them and slow his process down to help me out.
If you're able to get to him in, say, the first quarter, does that make a difference the whole game if you're in a guy's head, so to speak?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, anytime you get to a quarterback first quarter, first play, maybe not sack him, but constant pressure, it definitely makes him look over his head a little bit, kind of know where you're at, and if he's looking at you, he's not looking downfield, so we're doing something right.
Micah, it's been a bit since you guys played a division game way back in week 1. What do you make of the NFC North?
Oh, this is one of the toughest divisions in football, if not the best division, besides with the NFC West. So, this is a competitive, very competitive division. You got, multiple teams over 6 wins right now, halfway through the point. So, we got to come together. Even though the Vikings had early struggles, they showed times of winning and coming back and being resilient and being that team that we seen last year. And obviously that came with McCarthy being out. That's kind of when a couple of losses unfolded when they went against some of the better teams in the NFC. So this is a really good team, and we got to come prepared.
Obviously you weren't here last year, but this team, the Packers, won one division game last year.
Yeah, we already won one, so we can only go up from here.
Okay.
You know Aaron Jones pretty well, right?
Yeah.
What makes him a difficult guy to get on the ground?
I just think he runs for every yard. He runs with passion, purpose behind every carry, and I think he has great vision. I think I've competed with him when I was at Dallas and he was here, and he's always had some pretty good games. But I think we're a great friend, and I mean, basically what we've been saying, if they're gonna come run it 35 times, we gotta be prepared for that.
Like, I know it's always just one game at a time, of course, but how do you just view this? 7 games left, 5 of them are in the division, and just how this is kind of shaping up down.
I mean, it's shaping up like how you want it. This is playoff football. These are all teams that you're eventually going to see trying to get to that Super Bowl. So we got to compare. It's almost December. November is almost up, and this is what we need. I understand we got injuries and we're tested in all different ways, but adversity is when teams rise, and when guys get back and we continue getting healthy and we kind of know what we got from guys we didn't know and guys stepping up. I think we're going to be a really good football team.
Speaking of injuries, what did you know about Josh Jacobs when you got here, and what does it mean for a guy like that to go out there and practice today, just a few days after an injury?
I mean, Josh has always put the team before himself every single time, whether it was calf strains, whether it was hands, muscles. I mean, he's kind of always been that guy to be like, I'm pushing through it. I'm putting my life out here for y'all, and let us know how much he cares about us. And that kind of shows you like his mental toughness, what he brings to this team, what he brings to the game. And you see it in his play style. I mean, his play style is aggressive as hell. That's how he attacks his treatment. That's how he attacks, his practice regimen. And he feels like if he was capable to practice today, that that means a lot. Having one of your leaders out there on the field, knowing what he's going through, that's challenging as hell. But that's kind of the guy he is, and I couldn't be more happy to be his teammate.
How do you feel like the run game defense was against the Giants?
Good. I mean, they had, I think maybe 2 or 3 runs that got out, but I think most of the game, I mean, we had it 2 and 3 yards a carry. We was pretty good, but of course, eventually every team's going to get 1 or 2 runs that kind of make it the yards per carry jump a little bit. But I mean, we held them 19 points, so the run couldn't have been that great.
You got plenty of experience being double teamed.
Yeah.
It's been that way for a while. When did you be able to reconcile it with you that it's going to happen all the time, and then you just have to deal with it? I mean, have you get to that point?
Yeah, and then guys remind me that's what comes with $47 million. Like, you think you're being paid that much just because you can't do your job at a high level? Like, that's what's going to come. That's come with the territory. So I just got to anticipate. Like, I know it's coming. The guys know it's coming. It's just preparing for it. How do you beat it? You got to find a way. I seen guys on film find a way. And that's what I got to continue to do, is find a way. That's all it's about, finding a way. There's like no excuses, no whatever. Double teams is part of the game. Chips are part of the game. But I got to find a way to get home and bring constant pressure and bring the other guys around me better.
Mike, you told us after the Giants game you felt like the defense didn't play up to its standard, largely because the 20 points you guys expected over the less. But when you watched the tape, when you went back to look at it, what stood out that you guys need to fix for this weekend?
Yeah, we just got to tackle better. We got to tackle better. We got to come off blocks better, stay square. Like, like I said, how did those couple runs get out that kind of made it big? Because we got out our fundamentals and technique. We need to play a full 4 quarters of pure fundamentals and technique. Everyone has to step up. You know, it's not just me. It's not just a few of the guys that, you know, obviously we're all looking at because of how much they make, but every single player that's been drafted, maybe hasn't had a lot of playing time, that has opportunities this week, we all got to step up and play well.
Micah, to go back to the double teams and triple teams in practice, do you get to practice that basically, get a feel for when double teams and chips are coming? Are you simulating much in practice or in training?
You can't practice. No player wants to come out there and hit their teammate. And this is practice. You're trying to gear up for Sunday, so there's no way of practicing or gearing up for it. It's just one of those things. On Sunday, you're gonna feel it, and that's up for your coaches and your training staff to take care of you during the week to prepare for it on Sunday.
Micah, you talked about tackling. Is it more desire and energy, or is it fundamentals? The first 2 weeks of the season, you guys were great at tackling.
All football is fundamental technique. I think as people, we all find a way to get complacent, or we might think he's down, or you might think, there's no way he's getting out. But it needs to be a 11 has to the ball, and I think, one thing I do pretty well is I run to the ball. And if your best players are running to the ball and they're doing what they need to do, other people, it's a standard, and it starts with me and it starts with everyone. So complacency, riding to the ball, getting them to the ground, it's a standard, and we got to follow it. And if we can't do that, then we can't win a lot of football games.
If Lucas comes back this week, how much of a boost is that to the pass rush?
It's a big boost, but I'm not going to expect too much out of him. You know what I mean? This is one of them games, I understand he's missed 5 weeks. His, conditioning, whatever it is, his body getting ready, he got to transition back in the game of football. We have not to look ahead, but, it's kind of a short week next week, so we're not going to try to run him into the ground, you know what I mean? And knowing, we want him for this longevity around, like we said, we got 7 division games. So we got some fast turnarounds, and so it's going to be interesting to see how the coach is using him, but, me personally, just having him back is everything. It gives us more depth, more room to play with, bring bigger packages out there on the field. It just helps the team in every which way.
How much does it help that you've already had a short week for next week? Because sometimes, once you get to this point, you haven't had one yet. Does it help that you kind of know the process, or is it you're all football players, you've all done it before?
Yeah, we're all footballers. We've done it before. It's part of the game. We got a Friday game this year where I just realized, so we got a few. So, it's just part of the game, and either way, you got to prepare the same way and come with the same mentality.
Mike, on Sunday you talked about how teams are often doing things that go against the grain of your film study, the screens and checkdowns, just running it more. Are you starting to just expect that more? How do you balance what you see on the film versus what you've seen teams do to break the trends?
Yeah, teams made me better as a player, as a run defender, understanding technique, fundamentals. What am I looking at? The way teams are attacking us, there's no way to get better. You know what I mean? Because I tell them the only way that we're going to change it is if we get better. That's the only way to stop it. So it's making us all better. And yeah, you kind of expect it. We look at film, we're like, all right, well, against this team they threw it 35 times, and there might have been 15 true dropbacks. Against us, they might throw it 20 times. It might be 10 boots though. You might see 10 boots, 5 screens, and 5 true dropbacks. It's crazy. So. It's something that we got to understand. They're not going to allow us to rush. We got to make them let us rush. And, we got to put points up, and we got to get stops early on, and we got to get the turnovers when they're in front of us.
How do you see teams react when you and Rashawn line up next to each other?
They probably get a little nervous, and as they should. I think, we one of the best duos in the NFL.
How have they dealt with you two guys? Has it been 3-on-2 almost always?
Yeah, of course. They're going to send 2 my way, and it might be 4-on-2. I didn't see those. Or 5-on-2. It is what it is. If they want to max protect, then we're going to have better coverage. It's kind of like, pick your poison. If you're going to let us rush, then we'll go out there and be great too. You know what I mean? So that's kind of my mindset. If you're going to come let me rush, all right, well, the guy you paid and the guy we paid, we got to handle business and see who had the best night. But if you're going to go ahead and run and you want to play it safe, then play it safe. That's good football and, analytically.
Michael, what allows you to get a sack at the end of a 16-play drive? I don't know if you were out there for all 16 plays.
Yeah.
But I imagine you're out there for a lot of them. Is it just the conditioning?
Yeah, it's the conditioning, how I train, I think pushing yourself to the brink of breakdown during your off-season training, that's all part of it. even though I didn't have camp, like I was training my ass off. Like I'm more than qualified and prepared for these moments, and that's why I'm brought here. Like I'm not brought here to be on the sideline or, like I got in here because the high velocity player of continuously be able to go, and I don't think players can like that. I think that is the separation. Like it's not because of guys can't or the guys aren't capable, but the separation is who's going to be more resilient. That's literally what football is. Who's going to strain more? Like that's the mental side where you have to go a little crazy. You cannot play football if you're not crazy. Like my mom says, like I train my mom sometimes. She's like, "Are you crazy? You really think I'm gonna keep doing this?" Like, yeah. Do you want to be great or not? Like, there's no drop off. Like whether I'm training my mom, my friends, it could be my girl. Like when we're training, like you're training to be an athlete. Like don't ask me to train you if you're not going to train to the brink of. Like, ask my family group chat. We had the Lions Den. Like, I swear to God, like, this is, like, true stories. Like, they're like, bro, you almost broke me. Like, I got cousins throwing up. Like, we're going to train until we break down. Like, that is just part of it. Like, and that's the part that we have to fall in love with. It's the process. So, when I get them 16-play drives or when teams are driving and they finally have to throw the ball, it's 4th and 4, it's 3rd and 4. It's like, finally, like, let's go. Like, I'm not going to waste my moment because I'm tired. Like, that is the epitome of, stupidity. Like, you're going to waste your mind because your mind can't handle your body. You didn't train your body to handle what is finally in front of you, and this is what you've been waiting for. So that's just all mentality.
Is that rubbing off on your teammates?
Yeah. I remember, my, Coach LaFleur, we started doing 2 minutes. He's like, no matter what happens, we're moving the ball. And, 2 weeks in, everyone was like, oh, my God, that 2 minute broke me. It's like 10, 12 plays in a row, like nonstop. And RG's like, and I'm like, this is what we need. Like, I'm like, this is what I'm talking about. Like, this is exciting. Like, and then, as the weeks go on, I'm like, y'all see, like, we getting that much better. So when I say, like, we've been working on this thing where we're getting tired and things not looking good, what is that coming from? So when we're training that way and we're doing it together, we're only going to get better. So that's why I feel like, beginning of the year, our 2 minutes and things were a little off. But now we've been finding ways to get out the field, win those games. I know we lost the one in Carolina. That really hurts, but we had to get back to our roots. And, I'm just happy that we're just continuing getting better.
Two more from Mike.
I don't know if we'll talk to you next week, but you're obviously used to playing on Thanksgiving. You played every Thanksgiving. Is that fun for you, playing on Thanksgiving?
Yeah, it is, because the rest of the weekend you can finally get back to the reality. I get the football part, but, sometimes it's good to just enjoy the holidays, with family, friends, your loved ones, like get that night, and we're playing at noon. So, I think it's always a blessing. So, and being on prime time is always cool too. Like, it's just a cool experience, like for everyone who's involved.